The first signal arrived at 2:17 Universal Time, coordinated on a Tuesday. No explosion. No invasion fleet blotting out the sun. No silver discs hovering over capitals. Just a pulse. It registered simultaneously across every deep space listening array on Earth, from the Atacama Desert to the frozen plates of Antarctica. A narrowband transmission. Perfectly structured. Perfectly artificial. Perfectly impossible. Dr. Elias Rowan was asleep on a narrow cot in Control Room B at the International Radio Astronomy Complex when the alarms began to scream. He woke instantly. Years of night shifts had wired his nervous system to panic at electronic tones. He rolled off the cot and was halfway to the console before his brain fully caught up. "What do we have?" he demanded. A junior analyst, Priya Natarajan, stared at the main display with a kind of terrified awe. "It's repeating," she whispered. On the central screen, a waveform scrolled in luminous blue arcs.
Clean.
Symmetrical. Intentional. Not noise. Not pulsar drift. Not cosmic background radiation. Elias stepped closer. The pattern wasn't random. It followed a mathematical progression, prime numbers, then geometric ratios, then something more complex. A lattice of encoded meaning. "How strong?" he asked. "Strong enough to cut through solar interference," Priya said. "It's not distant. It's precise." Elias felt the back of his neck prickle. "Source?" Priya zoomed the triangulation overlay. The signal's origin marker pulsed red. Not Alpha Centauri. Not Proxima b. Not even the Kuiper belt. It was coming from a fixed point just beyond lunar orbit. Silence settled over the control room. "That's impossible," someone breathed. Nothing maintained a stable position beyond the moon without being detected. Not satellites. Not debris. Certainly not alien transmitters. Elias leaned in, magnifying the frequency structure. "Decode the mathematical set," he ordered. "If they're leading with primes, they want to establish common ground." Priya echoed. He didn't correct her. Within minutes, the room filled with personnel. Word spread through encrypted channels. The United Nations Office of Planetary Security was alerted. Military satellites reoriented. The signal changed. The primes ended. In their place emerged a three-dimensional mapping algorithm, coordinates. Elias stared at the projection forming in the air. It was a map of Earth. Continents rendered in elegant lines. Oceans marked by shifting gradients. Then the map zoomed inward. North America, Western United States, California, Los Angeles, downtown. A single blinking point. Priya swallowed. "That's not random," she said. Elias's throat went dry. "No," he agreed. "It's an address."
1.
Mara Ellison was late for work when the sky flickered. She didn't notice at first. She was juggling coffee, a malfunctioning phone, and the crushing anxiety of rent due in 3 days. The city moved around her in its usual restless rhythm. Traffic snarls, construction drills, distant sirens. Then the light shifted. Not dimming, not brightening, rearranging. People slowed. A ripple passed across the blue above like heat distortion, except the temperature hadn't changed. Mara looked up. The distortion sharpened into a geometric pattern. Faint, translucent lines sketching something vast and circular against the atmosphere. Someone screamed. Cars braked. Phones lifted. The pattern resolved into a ring, impossibly large, hovering miles above the city. Its edges shimmered with metallic iridescence, as though composed of liquid crystal. No propulsion. No sound. Just presence. Mara's coffee slipped from her hand and hit the pavement unnoticed. The ring pulsed once. Then a beam of soft white light descended. Not randomly.
Precisely.
It enveloped her. For a fraction of a second, she thought it was coincidence. Then she tried to move. And couldn't. The world blurred. Sound collapsed inward like air being sucked from a room. The last thing she saw was a circle of strangers staring at her in horror. Then the street vanished.
2.
Elias watched it happen in real time from the control room feed. Military satellites had locked onto the anomaly above Los Angeles seconds after it manifested. Every news network in the world was broadcasting it live. The beam selected one individual. Female. Mid-20s. Civilian. No weapon signatures. A defense liaison reported over speaker. No detectable radiation spike. The woman disappeared. The beam retracted. The ring remained. Do we have identity? Elias asked. Working on it. On screen, traffic cameras replayed the moment frame by frame. The woman stood frozen within the light, not struggling, not burning, almost calm, as if expected. Elias felt a tightening in his chest. Why her? Priya whispered. No one answered. Then the signal resumed. The waveform changed again. This time, the translation software rendered something different. Not mathematics. Language. The message appeared in every major linguistic structure simultaneously. Mandarin, English, Arabic, Spanish, Hindi, Russian. A single phrase. We request representation. The room went utterly still. 3. Mara expected pain. Or vacuum.
Or death.
Instead, she found herself standing on a smooth metallic surface beneath a sky of impossible color, deep indigo streaked with luminous auroras. Gravity felt lighter. Air tasted sharper. She spun in a slow circle. She was no longer in Los Angeles. She stood on a platform suspended above an ocean of stars. Not a projection. Actual space. The platform extended into a vast architectural structure, elegant arcs and sweeping bridges composed of silvery material that seemed to hum faintly with energy. Ahead, figures approached. They were tall, humanoid, not identical to humans, but close enough to ignite something primal in her brain, recognition mixed with fear. Their skin held a faint luminescent undertone, like moonlight beneath glass. Their eyes were larger, irises reflecting starlight in shifting patterns. They wore garments that flowed like liquid metal. One stepped forward. Its voice resonated directly inside her mind. You are not harmed. Mara staggered back. Where am I? The being inclined its head slightly. You are aboard the threshold vessel Aaron. You were selected as Earth's representative. Representative, she repeated weakly.
Yes.
Her thoughts raced. I didn't agree to this. A pause. Agreement is now requested. Her heart pounded. You kidnapped me. Another pause. Terminology. Inaccurate. You were invited. Your physiology was temporarily translated to our spatial frame. No damage occurred. She looked down at her hands. They were trembling. Why me? The being studied her. Probability matrices indicated a 97.4% likelihood that you would choose cooperation over hostility. That's not comforting. A faint ripple of light passed through its eyes. Perhaps amusement. You are correct. It was not designed to be comforting. It was designed to be efficient. She took a breath. Okay, let's assume I don't faint. What do you want? The being gestured outward. The stars shifted. A holographic projection expanded between them. Earth, rotating slowly. We extend an invitation. To what? The projection zoomed outward, the solar system shrinking, then expanding into a vast network of luminous pathways connecting distant stars. To join the interstellar Concord. Her brain struggled to process the scale. You're telling me Earth just got invited to what? Galactic society.
Correct.
And you decided I'm the one to answer?
Yes.
Why not our governments? Our scientists? Your governments are fragmented. Your militaries would escalate. Your scientists would debate for decades. You possess cognitive flexibility and adaptive empathy. You are statistically optimal. She blinked. That's either flattering or terrifying. Both can be true.
4.
Back on Earth, panic simmered beneath forced order. World leaders convened emergency sessions. Fighter jets circled uselessly beneath the silent ring. The alien message looped continuously. We request representation. Elias stared at the phrase. They're not attacking, Priya said. No, he agreed. They're negotiating. A secure call patched through to the control room. The UN Secretary-General's face filled the screen. Dr. Rowan, what's your assessment? He hesitated, then chose honesty. They're far beyond us technologically. If this were an invasion, we'd already be finished. The language suggests diplomacy. And the abducted civilian? We don't know her status. As if summoned by the thought, every monitor in the room flickered. The alien signal overrode all channels. A new image appeared.
Mara, alive.
Standing beside one of the beings on a vast starlit platform. Gasps filled the room. The being spoke. This time, the voice translated audibly. People of Earth, your species has reached a threshold. We extend formal invitation to the Interstellar Concord. Your representative has been selected. Decision pending. Mara stared into the camera. Her expression was pale but steady. Elias leaned closer to the screen. Say something, he whispered. She swallowed. I'm okay, she said shakily. They're not hurting me. Across Earth, billions watched. They say this is an invitation, she continued, to join something bigger. Her gaze flicked to the being beside her. I don't understand it yet, but they're real, and they're waiting for an answer. The transmission cut. Silence blanketed the planet. Elias exhaled slowly. Humanity had just received its first invitation from beyond Earth, and a single woman now stood between two civilizations.